We are set for Game 2 of our triple header here on Monday, live from Petco Park in San Diego, California. Nestled in the downtown of America's finest city, it is the Lincoln Hornets getting set to take on the University City Centurions. Good afternoon, everyone. Jeff Kurtz alongside Thomas Conroy, producer Nathan Kurtz, and cameraman Bo Fertig, giving you all the action today from Petco Park in a league matchup that features these two teams that have already seen each other 3 times, Thomas, coming into today. And University City has been on the better end of those scores all the way through so far, winning games 8-2, 5-2, and 8-2 against Lincoln. And they've played Lincoln twice last week. The Hornets have got to be a little bit sick of seeing these guys on the other side and seeing them on the winning side of the ledger. As they get set to face off today, what should we expect?
Yeah, well, the University City side, they love the way their pitching is lined up today, and that's what really is going to be the key for them. It sounds like they're going to go with their top 3 pitchers and try to stay on the same course of shutting down this talented Hornets hitting lineup. So it's worked for them thus far, as you mentioned. Those scores. Low scoring from Lincoln, and on the other side from Lincoln, after winning the CIF San Diego section title last year at UCSD, it's been a little bit of transition, a younger team, but they're they feel kind of good about how they're playing right now collectively as a team. So it should be an interesting matchup this afternoon.
Jesse De La Torre leads the Lincoln Hornets into today's game in his 3rd year guiding the Hornets program. Rick Frink, the 6th-year head coach for University City. They're at the plate meeting right now. Rick Frink to the right-hand side in the first base batter's box, left-hand side batter's box, and Coach De La Torre in the right-hand side batter's box. Let's go through our umpiring crew for you. Our home plate umpire today is Eddie Pryor. First base is Gordy McNary. Second base is Sergio De Los Reyes. And third base is Levi Miller. That's 33 years of umpiring experience out on the field here today in this 4-man umpiring crew, which is rare until you see the CIF finals. But when you're playing at a venue like this, you're not going to have a standard 2-man umpiring crew that you'd normally get the varsity level for a regular season game between these two teams at their home schools. First-time umpires for Gordy McNary, Sergio De Los Reyes, and Levi Miller at Petco Park. Not first-time umpires ever. First time at Petco Park. This is Eddie Pryor's 2nd appearance in this Petco Park series of games that goes back 17 years now. And so all credit to the Padres for opening this up, to the CIF San Diego section, and a great game hopefully here this afternoon for both of these two teams. Let's start with the starting lineup for the Lincoln Hornets.
And for the Hornets, Jeff, they will be led off by Damian Moreno, the 3rd baseman, number 23. Batting second is number 6, the shortstop, Isaiah Bartolome. Batting third, number 4, the catcher, Sebastian Sosa. In the cleanup spot is the right fielder, number 9, Julio Ojea. The designated hitter will bat in the 5-hole, number 20, Gabriel Castillas. And batting 6th is the second baseman, number 10, Diego Ahern. Batting 7th is the center fielder, number 5, Giovanni Alvarez. Batting 8th is the first baseman, Isaiah Kellogg, number 1. And in the 9th spot, Jesus Padilla on the mound, number 3. And Elijah Wright is the 10th player he will be DH for.
And let's look defensively for University City. They are going to put Jack Clark on the mound. Clark coming into today with a record of 5-3 and a 1.20 ERA for the left-hander. He's going to throw to Raz Kolakovsky behind the plate. Josh Kaplan is over at third base. Jaden Parker is at shortstop. Jade Barth at second base, and Van Zucker at first. In the outfield, starting in left, Mateo Torres Chapa, Trevor Lee in center field, and Jaden Lowe is in right.
Yeah, Jack Clark, one of the top pitchers for UC this year. He's a senior and could be going the JC route to get to the Division I level. And he's a quality pitcher. Really looking forward to watching him. Looks like he had high velocity in his warm-up pitches.
Well, University City has completed their warm-ups. Padilla is going to come into this game with a 4-3 record and a 1.03 earned run average in 6 starts, including 4 complete games and a shutout. So you've got a pretty good pitching matchup, at least on paper.
Right.
With ERAs, you need to use a microscope to see. So we should have a pretty good matchup here today, and looking forward to it, as it'll be Padilla and Clark getting set to pitch to Damian Moreno, the leadoff hitter for the Lincoln Hornets.
Right-handed hitter.
And Moreno's stepping in and immediately asking for time. And he's going to look down the line to get the signs from his head coach. Moreno, this year batting .214. Actually, now we're having a conversation with our home plate umpire as well. So right out of the gate,
he's going back to the dugout.
maybe Moreno has been injured and they just wanted to get his name announced. That could very well be the case.
Mm-hmm.
So Moreno, who was just getting an appearance, unable to play, and that's really classy on the part of Coach De La Torre. And instead, Aladar Herrera is going to come in and hit as the pinch hitter. So you announce Moreno, and then he comes out, and Herrera promptly hits a one-hopper to the second baseman. And in one pitch, we've got one out. Barth to Zucker retires Herrera. And that was a little more clerical work than we thought we would have, Thomas, right out of the gate, but there's one down in the inning.
Yeah, a little bit of talking to the coach, he really didn't mention that.
We love surprises.
Yeah.
We love lineup surprises. As now stepping in, Isaiah Bartolome. Bartolome, the starting shortstop. He's going to look at a pitch low, ball one.
And got to give the benefit of the doubt to the manager, because it was really hectic down there when I spoke to him. People were pulling him in every direction for team photos and get clarification on time of the game. So
yeah, there's a lot to manage prior to this game. Here's a swing and a miss, strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bartolome, a .333 hitter this year. Sebastian Sosa waits on deck. Clark deals. Strike 3, swinging. 2 down.
Yeah, that was pretty easy right there for Jack Clark. He got right on top of that hitter, and you can see Bartolome talk to the cleanup hitter Ojeda as he went back to the dugout to kind of give him a brief description of what exactly he saw at home plate.
Ball one on a pitch outside to Sebastian Sosa, the number 3 hitter, batting .255 this year. That pitch is going to be up 2-0. Well, the scouting report there was watch for that fastball. As Bartolome had trouble catching up on a couple of those. The 2-0 delivery is going to be fouled away right-hand side into the second deck, where there is no one. All the seating is down in the lower bowl here today. They're going tower to tower down there. Plenty of seats available and a lot of walk-ups. We expect a big crowd this evening for our final game between Monte Vista and Mount Miguel. Here's the 2-1. That pitch is up and away, 3-1. Two down in the inning. Herrera, pinch hitting for Moreno, grounds out to second base on the first pitch. Bartolome strikes out. Clark delivers on 3-1 and gets it right down the heart of the plate, and the count goes full on Sosa.
I know you play a lot of baseball, Jeff. Do you like that when a guy has recorded it out and kind of gives you a brief description of what he's throwing?
Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, absolutely. And at the top of the lineup, you want to see as many pitches as you can. And then help the guy behind you, or 2 behind you in this case, as this one's fouled away into the crowd.
2 in the same section right there.
Okay, well, right. we're all occupied at the moment. We can't go get them, and you got to return them anyway.
Yeah.
This is not souvenir day. Here's a pitch fouled back into the netting this time. As CIF said in the meeting earlier in the week when all the teams showed up here, or at least the administrators and coaches, we do not have an unlimited budget like Major League Baseball does for their balls, so please return them.
So you might get a scuffed ball today.
You might.
Yeah, okay.
On the full count pitch, this one is high and tight, ball 4. So Sosa draws a walk, and that's the kind of at-bat, Thomas, you were just alluding to a little bit, and we were talking about, is getting a lot of pitches to look at, and nice job by Sosa. That's a quality at-bat, drawing the walk.
Yeah, especially, he fouled off 2 good pitches, and you think sometimes you're not gonna, you may want to press again if you come in that same area.
Julio Ojeda now the batter, batting in the cleanup spot. He's going to foul one down into the netting along the third base line. Ojeda playing right field today, batting .277 coming in.
Speaking with Coach De La Torre, he talked about his team and how they're seeing the ball right now. Probably the best they've seen it all season. And he just takes it. He commended his team with the hard work that they've had to kind of get themselves into good hitting situations at the plate.
This pitch is going to be in there for a strike on the outside corner as Kolakowski was setting up outside. And nice job painting that corner, and the count's 0-2 now on Ojeda. He's going to have to take a 2-strike approach here and just see if he could punch the ball somewhere. The 0-2 delivery is going to be on the corner, strike 3. Wow. What a great look on that breaking ball by Clark. So that completes the top half of the inning. We'll keep it right here on the NFHS Network and go through the starting lineup for you. For University City, get the defensive alignment for Lincoln. Today's game brought to you by B&N Productions. University City is going to start with Jaden Parker at the top of the order. He is playing shortstop today, batting first. Mateo Torres Chapa is the left fielder. He will bat second. Van Zucker is the first baseman, batting third. Jack Clark, as the pitcher, is in the cleanup spot in the order. Josh Kaplan, the third baseman, will bat fifth. Raz Kolakowski, the catcher, bats sixth. Jade Barth, the second baseman, in the seventh spot. Trevor Lee is the center fielder, batting eighth. And Jaden Lowe is in right field, batting ninth. And Jesus Padilla will take the mound for Lincoln, throwing to Sebastian Sosa behind the plate in a few moments. Sosa, that last batter, now getting his catcher's equipment on. Aladar Herrera is down at third base, or excuse me, yes, Herrera is at third base. That's correct. Just double-checking since Moreno had started the game there. Isaiah Bartolome at shortstop. Diego Ahern is at second base. Isaiah Kellogg is at first. And then going around the outfield, left to right. In left field, Elijah Wright. Giovanni Alvarez is in center, and Julio Ojeda is in right field.
Yeah, Jeff, you forget that Lincoln's coming off a CIF San Diego section championship last year. They won it at UCSD. And for their rewards, they moved up a section this year.
Yeah, up to Division I, and that's part of the competitive equity that's in the CIF San Diego section, where it's not just based on your enrollment anymore, but really how your team did last year versus strength of schedule. And you could certainly bounce up to the Open if your record is good enough, and that really doesn't matter what division you're in. If you're a really, really good team with a really tough strength of schedule and you're in Division IV, you could bounce up to the Open if you're playing really well. But in this case, Lincoln up at Division I, and it's been a bit of a learning process for the Hornets this year.
I always use Petco Park, the games when we broadcast here, as the parameter of us starting our playoff run come the spring season.
That is true. We've got spring championships starting next week in California with beach volleyball up in the southern section, swimming to follow. We got a lot of coverage down here in the San Diego section. If you just got your pass for the first time today, it covers any game taking place on the network anywhere in the country over the next 30 days, including our games today and tomorrow, as this first pitch delivery is going to be a one-hop shot from Parker that's going to skip by the left fielder and heading into second base. A nice sharp single and possibly an error on top of it, and Parker is aboard.
Yeah, wow. Jaden Parker took that first pitch and just ripped it to left. he kept Elijah Wright this kind of this standstill for a minute. He really didn't know how to play that ball. He didn't want to run in and attempt a catch if that ball went to the wall. And then instead he tried to play it on a hop, but it was hit so hard it ricocheted out of his glove just a few feet behind him.
Here's a strike to the number 2 hitter, Mateo Torres Chapa, coming in batting .348. Parker barely gave us time to let you know that he was coming to the game batting .354, and you can see why with that ringing first pitch line drive base hit that turned into a one-base error on top of it. He's at second base. Here's a curveball that's going to miss just off the edge of the outside corner, and the count evens at 1-1. Outfield is shading Torres Chapa to pull to that right-hand side. Infield shading the same way. Padilla's delivery. High, 2-1. Padilla looks in for the sign, checks the runner at second. Delivers outside, ball 3. It does not get any easier in this University City lineup as you move down through the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, though first base is open. See if Padilla elects to challenge Torres Chapa here on 3-1. That ball is going to be fouled away off the end of the bat, and the count goes full.
Yeah, Parker was kind of dancing off at second base. See if he can get Jesus Padilla, maybe balk him over to third base if he didn't step off the rubber.
Padilla checks, delivers, misses away, ball 4. Well, and that's one, too, where maybe your base runner, because he's making the pitcher think about him, buys you a ball because you've got your attention split on the mound. And this brings up Van Zucker, a sophomore, batting .361.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both coaches really talking about how these young players are really coming into their own right now in a key moment of their season. And now, where they're a question mark at the beginning of the season, they're now a pretty bona fide part of your lineup and will kind of determine how far you go come playoff time.
Runner's going to go at third. Here's the no throw. Sosa's unable to get the throw off. And Zucker, a significantly bigger player and batting from the right-hand side as opposed to Torres Chapa, who's batting on the left-hand side. So I could see why Parker didn't run, because Sosa would have a wide-open view to throw down to third base with Torres Chapa, but not so much with Zucker in there. And now you've got runners at first and third on the stolen base with nobody out. Here's the pitch. That's high in the air to left field. Should be playable for right, and this should get a run in on the sac fly. They're going to try to throw homer, and they're going to cut it off. As jogging back to first base is Torres Chapa, and Zucker with a sacrifice fly has driven in the first run of the game.
Yeah, and Parker was the key person, and so far for University City, got the hard hit single. Moved to second nicely on the error by the left fielder, stole third, and then scores on the sacrifice fly.
And now Coach De La Torre wants to talk things over with our home plate umpire. I didn't see if they checked to determine if Parker may have come off too early.
But wouldn't you have to do
the appeal?
Yeah.
So now our umpiring crew is going to get together.
I mean, from where I was sitting, I was watching. I had the runner at third right in my eye as I saw Wright make the catch. I didn't see him leave early myself.
No, I didn't either. I was keeping an eye on that as well. I mean, obviously that's not our primary responsibility. Eddie Pryor, Gordy McNary, Sergio De Los Reyes, and Levi Miller getting together to talk about it. And they are going to say the runner is safe. And that appears to be the right call. I know Lincoln's not happy with that in particular, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary on that tag.
He is still livid. Coach De La Torre.
Well, now Jack Clark steps into the box. First pitch is outside, ball 1. So I'm not sure what Coach Dale, unless it's something other than that. Maybe it was at home plate. I don't know. But the home plate umpire is watching to make sure he steps on the bag. Runner's going to go. Sosa throw down to second base. Got him. Great throw by Sosa on the caught stealing for the second out of the inning. That was ball 2. So it's 2 balls and no strikes. And nobody now on base with 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, it looked like Torres Chapa got off a slow start off of first base. Looked like he got stuck in his tracks there, and then just could not pick up the speed. And give credit, good throw there by the catcher for Lincoln, Sosa.
Here's the 2-0. This is going to be up the middle for a base hit. So Clark keeps the inning going with a single. And this will bring up Josh Kaplan. And Kaplan is a dangerous hitter in the 5 spot. 349 this year, leads the team with 16 runs batted in, a couple of home runs on top of it. Now he'd really have to get into one here at Petco Park. It's 342 to the corner in the outfield, 322 down that right field line, and 396 to center. Runner on at first with 2 down. 1 run already in for University City here in the bottom half of the first inning, as that's a pitch low for a ball. Raz Kolikovsky, the catcher, awaits on deck hoping for an opportunity. This pitch is high, 2-0. Padilla, though, he's facing his 5th batter of the inning, has only thrown 14 pitches. University City attacking him early in the count when he's been around the plate.
Yeah, if he hangs anything over the plate, they hit it pretty good.
Padilla with a slide step, and he misses up and in, 3-0. Trying to alter his release so he can keep Clark guessing, throw off the runner's timing, but ended up throwing off Padilla's timing a little bit to the plate. See if Kaplan's got a green light on 3-0. He does, and he puts a charge into this one. This is a ball deep, back to the warning track, and into the bleachers for a 2-run homer. Did we mention that Josh Kaplan might be a dangerous hitter? That young man just homered at Petco Park.
And not just over the fence. That was about 10 rows deep, Jeff. He crushed that ball.
That was at least 355, 360 feet.
Yeah. You knew he was in trouble on that pitch when you knew he had a chance, I should say, when Wright went back, and then he took about 3 more steps on the warning track before he realized that one was out of here.
And here's the catcher, Kolikovsky, who is going to take one on the inside corner for strike 1. Boy, as soon as he hit that ball, you knew that had a chance, and Wright ran out of real estate really quickly. That's a swing and a miss, strike 2.
Right, and give credit to Coach Brink, because all he talked about with us was his pitching, and he had nothing to say about his batting. And my God, they are raring to go here in this game.
This is a ball fouled at the plate. For Kaplan, a junior. That was quite a shot, and there is strike 3, and that ends the inning, but not before 3 runs are across on a sac fly and a 2-run homer for Josh Kaplan. We'll be back with a second inning in just a moment right here on the NFHS Network.
I just wanted to take a minute to thank you for all that you do officiating high school football.
What you do matters, and what you do is important for our student athletes.
Without you and what you do, it's just practice.
I know you've worked hard in your preparation this offseason, and now it's game time.
Go out there and call them like you see them.
Embrace the grind.
And the biggest thing of all is to have fun.
Please, stay safe, have a great season, and we'll all be watching.
Some fireworks in the first inning for University City has staked them to a 3-0 lead. Josh Kaplan, a 2-run home run, and Jack Clark, a base hit. Sacrifice fly for Van Zucker. 3 runs across, and boy, when you've got a pitcher on the mound, Thomas, like Jack Clark with an ERA of 1.2 coming into today's game, I'm not a math major, but 3 runs against a 1.2 ERA, and things are looking good for Coach Frake and the University City Centurions.
Yeah, and you could kind of see the frustration where Coach De La Torre, here we go again, falling behind to UC if they get off to the hot start. And you could kind of see the coaching staff of the Hornets right before, while Clark was warming up. He's trying to, the coaching staff is trying to get these hitters to be a little bit more aggressive at the plate and don't fall behind in counts. And because that's where I think they feel Clark gets more dominant when he has you, proverbially behind the 8 ball and can really make you swing out of your zone there for a strikeout.
Well, let's see how Lincoln does here in the second inning. They're going to send up the designated hitter Gabriel Casillas first, to be followed by Diego Ahern and Giovanni Alvarez. This is Casillas, who's batting for the left fielder Elijah Wright. He'll swing and miss, strike 1. But you can see already, be aggressive. If the ball is a good pitch early in the count, take a hack. And that's what Casillas did on that one. Clark delivers on 0-1, misses away, 1-0. Casillas batting .235 this year. That pitch is going to catch the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Some Lincoln fans don't agree with you there. They thought that pitch was outside.
The 1-2, fouled away. Nice job by Casillas battling up there. Well, and I think, Lincoln already a bit aggrieved that they didn't get that call earlier on what I could only assume was the appeal play at third, saying the runner had taken off too early. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Great pitch from Clark. That is his 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, tough pitch there, Jeff. Right in on the hands. And even if Casillas hits that ball, he's not really going to get much on it. It could be a tapper back to the mound or, to one of the infielders. He just really knows how to pinpoint his pitches.
This brings up the left-hander. Lefty on lefty, ball low, 1-0 to Diego Ahern, the second baseman, batting .273 this year. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Outside corner, 1-1. Clark, curveball. This is going to be bounced towards second base. Barth is there and delivers quickly to Zucker. Second time those two have connected here in the first 2 innings, and it's 2 down.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Clark kind of took a little something off that pitch because he had Ahern way out in front, and he kind of a little soft tapper, as you mentioned it, to the second baseman there, Barth. So good pitching there by Clark, and you can see why the whole UC coaching staff is pretty high on this young man.
Giovanni Alvarez, the center fielder, in the box. He's going to foul that one off of the catcher's mask. Alvarez batting .302. Now he's going to jog down and talk to Coach De La Torre, who's coaching third. And maybe just to give the catcher a little bit of time, too. I think that's just a sportsmanship play. Coach Frank coming out and checking on Kolakowski. He says he's fine.
Look like he checked the home plate umpire first.
Oh, maybe. Maybe he's checking everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody who's associated with that and is wearing a mask is getting a quick look.
Yeah.
And that Alvarez returning the ball as well.
And Coach Frink is an old veteran of playing in Major League ballparks. As we mentioned to him, this is his 4th time playing either here at Petco or over at Qualcomm.
That pitch is high, ball 2. Yeah, that's when CIF used to have their championships at Qualcomm Stadium. He played for Dennis Pugh at Mission Bay. This pitch going to be fouled away into the net. First time for Coach Frink. He said, I was a call-up from the JV team. I got 1 at-bat in the playoffs, he said, but we got to dogpile at the stadium. That was fun. The second year we lost. Not as fun, but a lot of great stories. And then he's been an assistant coach with Mission Bay when they beat University City, as a matter of fact, in this game a number of years ago. Now he's in the University City dugout. As here's a swing and a miss for strike 3 by Alvarez. A 1-2-3 inning for University City against Lincoln. 4 Ks already for Jack Clark. Great job by Clark, and now the Centurions with a chance to add. But, we just talk about Coach Frink and his experience here, but both coaches talking about how they wanted to get guys in the game. But obviously it's a league game as well. The 4th time they're playing each other. The 3rd time in league play. One game back in February was a non-league game. But, there's that divide between how, and we've asked all the coaches this, you've got your players out here, they're playing in Petco Park. How do you prepare your team for this game when it'd be really easy to walk around with eyes as big as saucers the entire time? You're stepping in the box going, oh my gosh, Jake Cronenworth has stood here, Manny Machado has stood here, Fernando Tatis has stood here. On the mound, Joe Musgrove has been on the mound, Blake Snell, all these great Padres over the years. And how do you prepare your team? And and Coach Frink really borrowed something that I remember from the movie Hoosiers, which is, the basketball court was still the same size, whether it was at a large university or in our gym in Hickory. And, the dimensions at University City and Lincoln are the same as they are here at Petco.
Yeah, we didn't see him measuring the rubber to the home plate like Gene Hackman did with to make sure that the baskets were at regulation height. But yeah, it is. I mean, I know you're coaching at the high school level. It's got to be a tough kind of, a tough proposition. What do you do when you're facing this situation? It's unique. You still want to win, but you want to make it memorable for everybody involved. Not easy.
Yeah, well, and maybe just to step up and play loose as you can. So it'll be Jade Barth, Trevor Lee, and Jaden Lowe for University City. The 7, 8, 9 spots in the order. 3 runs in the bottom half of the first inning for UC. Barth, the second baseman, batting .275. Already a couple of putouts in this game. He's going to swing and miss at the first pitch from Padilla for strike 1.
Has to be a bounce-back inning for Padilla here.
Yeah, get his team into the dugout quickly. Threw only 20 pitches in that first inning, but giving up 3 runs. Here's a curveball that's going to miss low. Maybe a little bit outside as well, 1-1. This one's popped high in the air. That is a major league pop-up behind the plate. And the catcher is unable to make the play. Sosa, boy, that is so tough. I mean, at the high school level at Lincoln and University City, the ball never gets that high behind home plate because the backstops overhang almost over the plate itself.
Right,
so you'd really have to spin the ball almost around home plate or right in front to not have it just hit the fence and drop back down. But here at Petco, no such thing like an overhang on the net. So that's a playable ball, and that is a difficult one to handle if you don't get to practice it very often.
No, yeah, that's tough.
So ball and 2 strikes now on Barth, who's hoping to make good of that. And he's going to hit a fly ball to center field. Heading to his right is Alvarez is going to track that down for the first out. So despite the fact that Barth gets second life, he can't translate that into a base hit. And there's 1 down in the inning. And the batter will now be Trevor Lee, the center fielder.
Yeah, and you mentioned Alvarez was moving to his right, but it looked like the ball kind of caught a little current because it looked like he kind of had a sidestep it a bit and then went back after the ball.
Now the wind's blowing out a little bit and maybe slightly to right field. There's a curveball in the inside corner that Lee takes for strike 1. I mean, on Kaplan's homer, Didn't matter what kind of current was up there, blowing in or out. That was going to be gone. Here's a high fly ball infield. Herrera is calling for it, but now Bartolome, the shortstop, will call him off, and there's 2 down. This will bring up Jaden Lowe. Lowe searching for his first base hit of the year. Limited plate appearances, just 9 so far. First pitch to Lowe is a curveball in there for a strike. Padilla is starting to find it with that breaking ball. Struggled a bit in the first inning, but putting it together now here in the second. The 0-1. Another curveball. Strike 2. Boy, 2 great pitches to Lowe, the right fielder, who's now in an 0-2 hole with 2 down in the inning. Padilla delivers. That one's popped in the air to center field. Alvarez comes in a few steps, backs up a few steps, makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Padilla, which is exactly what the doctor ordered for Lincoln. Thomas, you called it, and they get it. And we're going to move to the top of the third here at Petco Park. Right after this on the NFHS Network, 3-0, University City leading it.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Getting ready for the top of the third inning here at Petco Park, and we've got ourselves a pitching change. Looks like Thiago Quillen is going to come into the game for University City. So a nice couple innings for Clark. Goes 2 innings, strikes out 4, walks 1, doesn't even give up a hit. And now you've got Quillen on the mound, taking over the play-by-play duties for innings 3, 4, and 5. I turn it over to my broadcast partner, Thomas Conroy. Thomas?
Thank you, Jeff. Hello, everybody. As we were told that when we met with the UC, that Clark was only going to throw 2 innings today, and they stuck to it. It looks like it's Carson Hildebrand.
Oh, maybe it's Hildebrand instead?
Yeah, number 13.
13.
So, and Clark will move to right field, Jeff, as Lowe is out of the game. So Jaden Lowe is out. Jack Clark is in right.
Guessing Hildebrand is going to move into that 9 spot in the order for Lowe.
Yeah, I would think so. And Clark must be a demon in right field with that arm.
Yeah.
You do not want to.
Don't run on him is what you're advising?
Yeah. So he will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitter here as Hildebrand finishes up. Now the infield meeting with him on the top of the mound. And they'll break up. So Carson Hildebrand in the game. And Isaiah Kellogg will be the first batter, left-hand hitting first baseman. And we're about ready to go here. And
got timeout because you had a couple of players for University City heading out to the bullpen.
Yep.
Bullpen catcher, backup catcher, and another pitcher.
Yep. I just saw the door close, and now we're ready as that pitch is low ball 1.
Well, maybe you got an opportunity here if you're Lincoln. Not that Hildebrand is that much worse of a pitcher than Clark. I mean, Clark's pretty good, and Hildebrand's pretty good as well.
Strike there.
But just maybe someone different, considering how much Clark was dominating those first 2 innings.
Yeah, he struck out 4 of the 6 batters he faced. Only allowed a 2-out walk to Sebastian Sosa. And there goes a little tapper back to Hildenbrandt. Over to Zucker, 1 down.
Well, that was pretty easy.
Jesus Padilla now will step in.
I mean, Hildebrand in 5 appearances is 1-0 and is not allowed an earned run, so it may not get any easier for Lincoln with his pitching staff.
And that's what it seems like in their 3 games that they've faced. They've really got to be careful with the velocity of this pitching staff, as that first pitch is outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Lincoln has tapped out at 2 runs in every game they faced University City this year. That's been the high water mark.
Yep, 1-1 there on the next pitch for a strike. Carson Hildebrandt throws and high, 2-1.
Nice check by Padilla, trying to help himself, give him a base runner. Just 1 runner so far for Lincoln through the first 2 1/3.
Hildebrand throws, and that one hits onto the screen. So we're even at 2-2. Next pitch is on the outside corner, 3-2. Is it tough to go from pitcher to pitcher in a game? As far as your mental state as that one's fouled back to the screen.
As a hitter or
as a hitter, yeah.
It can be. It depends. If you've been getting dominated, you're like, oh, thank goodness that guy's not out there anymore. I'll take my chances with the new guy.
Yeah.
But if you're feeling
like,
like, hey, maybe the second time around I get to him and now he's gone, then you got to really restart and recalibrate.
3-2 pitch, pretty well hit to left. But Parker's there, and he makes the put out, 2 away.
I mean, for Padilla there, the good part is you had a 7-pitch at bat. So anything more than a 6-pitch or more is considered a quality at bat. That means you made the pitcher maybe go deeper than he wanted to. Obviously, he's trying to get out of there in like 3 pitches, maybe 4, and get the out that way. But if you can go ahead and have a quality at bat, even if you get an out, that just drives up pitch counts and lets your teammates get a long look at what the guy's offering.
Hildebrand throws it up high, 2-0. Hildebrand doesn't waste a lot of time as he throws it up high, 3-0. Next pitch is in there for a strike. Yep. Herrera had the bat down, and he got called back.
Had the arm guard halfway off.
3-1. And a little muscle ball down the right field line, but foul.
Yeah, no need to worry about a pitch clock at the high school level. I mean, guys get up there and they get to work. There is not a lot of time taken. It really reminds me of baseball as it was played in, say, the 70s and 80s at the major league level. If you go back and watch any of those games, guys got the ball back. They got up on the mound. They were ready to go. There was not a lot of time taken between pitches.
3-2 pitch, and that's high ball 4.
Yeah, if a batter would do that too, then the next pitch would be in his ear hole. I mean, that was kind of how they policed that at that level, is if you took your time and called time a bunch, then.
To me, the game kind of changed when you had batters like Nomar Garcia-Parra who constantly adjusted his batting glove after each pitch. And
yeah,
I know when you go to ballparks, the old-time baseball watchers would say your glove couldn't came dislodged that quickly. There goes a bunt right in front of home plate, but foul.
Not a bad idea, and a big lead for Herrera. I mean, I'm surprised that Hildebrand didn't throw over there, because Herrera, I mean, usually you get if you're straddling the cut of the grass out there on that right-hand side, that's a pretty big lead, and he was beyond that. I mean, if they'd thrown over, I don't know if he gets back as quick as he is. I mean, look at this lead. That's a little more conventional right there. No, that's a big old lead over there. There you go.
Over, and it's just underneath Zucker's tag.
And his lead on the previous pitch before the bunt attempt was even longer than that. Yeah, look how long that. Yeah, that's a huge lead.
Over. Ooh, almost.
Wow. I mean, he's about half a foot beyond the cut with his left foot. I mean, his right foot. He's almost a third of the way to second base already by the time he gets out there.
Yeah, that looks like vintage Ricky Henderson right there. Here comes the pitch, in there for a strike. 0-2.
Good job by Hildebrand keeping his concentration and focusing on Bartolome as well. It'd be really easy to get distracted with a base runner getting that big a lead.
Another good lead there.
Oh, they got him.
They picked him off. Zucker going to throw down to the shortstop. Back to the pitcher dropped it. Hildebrand. He did not put the ball in his glove, and that allowed Herrera to get back to first.
I think Herrera might be a cat. That's life number one he just got right there. Mm-hmm. He was dead to rights with that huge lead, but the throw from the first baseman, Zucker, to the shortstop, Parker, pulled Parker way to his right, and all he could really do was sort of flip it back in the general direction, trying to get it over the head of Herrera.
There he goes with the lead again. Hildebrand throws a little tapper over into the
photography well there.
Yeah, right there on the first base side.
Almost took out our Max Preps photographer. And you could see that time Herrera had a shorter lead. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
He was not quite as far as he'd been on the previous few.
And he sneaks again. That pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There he goes, itching out again. Let's see if he takes that extra step. He kind of did. 1-2. Tapper up the middle and through for a base hit. Herrera will hold at second, and a base hit for Bartolome.
Seeing eye single. Right up the middle, just gets by the infielders. Wasn't hit very hard, but got the job done.
So Isaiah Bartolome with the base hit, and that will bring up Sebastian Sosa, the catcher who walked his first time up. And now the catcher goes out and talks to Hildebrand.
Yeah, Kolakowski just having a quick dialogue. Probably a couple things. Reminder, hey, you got 2 down. Keep an eye on the guy at second base, but let's go after this hitter. And Sosa's dangerous. He's batting .255 this year, but he's in the 3 spot for a reason, and he's already walked once, and now you're going to get pitching coach Mike Purott out to the mound to talk things over. Coach Frink said, yeah, he'll go out to talk to the guys when we need to talk. Mm-hmm. I go out to take them out. It's my job. He's the Grim Reaper for pitchers out on the mound.
Yeah. Just missing the sickle.
That's right. And the black hood.
Yeah, exactly.
Still ominous, though. Mm-hmm. Still a sense of foreboding.
Yeah. Short conversation. Do you think it was anything to do with Herrera, maybe, like telling him, you still got 2 outs?
I didn't see Hildebrand distracted too much by Herrera. He almost picked him off, and the base hit wasn't like a ringing base hit. It was a kind of a protect with 2 strikes and push the ball up the middle kind of a hit. So I'm not too concerned.
And the first pitch, nice play in the dirt by Kolakowski.
Yeah, that is not easy to do. That's a fantastic block that saves the guys moving up 90 feet, and then a base hit to the outfield, maybe scores 2, and suddenly the game gets a lot more interesting.
So 1-0 count now to Sosa. And that one inside 2-0. Here comes the pitch, and that's in there for a strike, 2-1.
Nice fastball in the outside corner. I mean, you've got a hitter's count on 2-0. You don't want to put it over the meat of the plate, but you want to catch part of it in a spot where the batter's going to have trouble with it, and that outside corner is a great place to go.
Hildebrandt looking in. Pitch. Another nice play by the catcher, keeping it in front of him. But the count now is 3-1.
Another hitter's count for Sosa.
Sosa, as you mentioned, the only base runner for Jack Clark as he walked.
Yeah, prior to this inning, the only base runner for the Hornets in the game.
Yep. 3-1 pitch, and that's ball 4. Bases are loaded with 2 outs.
2 walks for Sosa in the game, 2 walks in the inning for Hildebrandt, all with 2 outs. And now Ojeda, with 1 swing of the bat, again, could make this game very interesting.
Yeah, Julio Ojeda, the right fielder, struck out looking his first time up. See what he does here.
Coach Frank is maneuvering his infield around, having the first baseman play behind the runner at first.
And the first pitch is up high, ball 1.
I also think he's taking a look at his pitcher in the bullpen, who's heating up really quickly. That seemed like it was just going to be more for the exercise, at least at first, and maybe he comes in to begin the 4th inning. But now it might be imperative, depending on what happens here with Ojeda.
Yeah, Hildebrandt started out strong, but he has struggled here. And pop up over third and drifts into the seats out of play, 1-1. Hildebrandt cannot put Ojeda anywhere, so it'll be an interesting matchup here. The 1-1 pitch inside, 2-1.
Oh, almost hit him.
Yeah. Hildebrandt at the belt. And the pitch fouled back to the screen. That might have been Ojeda's pitch right there.
It was, yeah. And now this is the first time in the last 3 batters, now into the 4th batter here, where Hildebrandt's been ahead, where the count has been in his favor.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on and missed. Blew it by him. Second time Ojeda's gone down on strikes. And more importantly for UC, they leave the bases loaded. No runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, and the bases are left loaded at the end of 2.5 innings. It's the Centurions 3, the Hornets nothing here on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back right after these timeouts.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Back here, bottom of the 3rd inning, as you see. Well, UC is winning the game 3-0, but as you see on your monitor, Lincoln warming up. And that was a big half inning there for the Centurions, Jeff. Maybe not pitcher perfect, but got the job done, and more importantly, kept their 3-run lead.
Well, I think there were wins for both sides, right? Like Lincoln, between a walk, a single, and another walk, got the bases loaded with 2 outs.
Right.
But then you need, especially when you've been facing a team that you've been struggling with a little bit and having lost 3 times, you need to have a few things go your way. That's one there where if you can get a base hit, even get a run in on a wild pitch or a hit batter or something like that, just to get on the board, certainly builds your confidence, especially with 2 outs. And unable to put that run across, we'll see how that impacts Lincoln. And especially if University City can get a run instead, right? If they get this to 4-0, 5-0, then that gets a little more difficult for Lincoln as we move along.
It'll be Parker, Torres, Chapa, and Zucker here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jaden Parker hit that bullet to left field for a base hit. He advanced the second on the error by the outfielder, and then stole third, and then scored on a sacrifice fly. And he got hit by a pitch.
Yeah, there you go. Just adding to his afternoon. I mean, that's Parker's one of these sophomores, along with guys like Kolakowski and some of these others who are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, coaches were talking about how, our sophomores coming up are pretty good too. And yeah, no kidding. Parker at 6'2", 185 already as a sophomore is pretty remarkable.
Torres Chopper walked and was thrown out trying to steal second in that 1st inning, in that 3-run first, as they throw it over to first base.
Excuse me, Kolakowski is a junior. But yeah, Zucker is a sophomore. Parker is a sophomore. Trevor Lee, a sophomore, gets a little time in the outfield. It's a pretty good crew of sophomores coming up.
And that ball's pretty well hit, but caught right behind second base by the shortstop, Isaiah Bartolome.
Bartolome, what a great catch. And right behind him was Ahern laying out for a ball that didn't even make it to him. That's good hustle by the middle infielders.
Louder pop off the bat than it was when it went out there, but still got to make a tough play. Good reaction there by the Hornets shortstop. And here comes Van Zucker, who had a sac fly his first time up, swing and a miss.
Yeah, I think Torres Chapa got that ball a little bit off the end of the bat. That kind of floated a line drive as opposed to being a sharp single up the middle.
Open stance for Zucker. As Padilla looks in and now throws, and that's up high.
And actually, no pitch.
Time called.
Time called, yeah. So it'll stay 0-1. Looks like they gave time to Zucker. Padilla was taking his time. Long look, trying to keep Parker close to the bag.
Here comes a pitch, and that's outside.
Parker can run, too. Second on the team in stolen bases. He's got 7 this year. Torres Chapa leading the team with 8.
And look at that lead. It's pretty long. And here he goes. Pitch outside. Throw down the second. Not in time. Second stolen base for Jaden Parker.
Yeah, now leading the team. Yeah, and Padilla, that was going to be a strike as well, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. But, I mean, Sosa, throwing down. And that was actually the throw beat Parker.
Right.
But it was a little bit to the shortstop side of the bag and a little bit in. And Parker slid away from the defender. So he was sliding to the far side of the base, away from the shortstop who's on the inside part. And that made it difficult to get that tag down for Bartolome.
Zucker puts one on the screen. Still 1-2. And Jaden Parker kind of dancing off second base, trying to become a distraction for Padilla on the mound.
I don't think he runs here again to third. He's already in scoring position. I know there's only 1 out.
Here comes the pitch. Pop up. I think that's going to be out of play. Yep, behind us. We're off to our side here. Out of play.
I was ready, though. I was ready.
So, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Padilla looks. There goes a run to the third, and that hit Zucker on his bat. Looks like it hit him on his hand.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's going to get the base or not.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, there he pointed?
He checked. He checked. They called time. So Parker, who was running, is going to go back to second base. Has to on the dead ball. And Now they're going to check over Zucker's hand.
Yeah, you can see Coach Frink is down there. He's asking the home plate umpire if he's going to first base. Now the first base umpire coming down the line, I think he wants to get clarification if he thought he got hit by the pitch.
Well, I'm not sure why Coach Frink would be arguing for a foul ball. I mean, that's...
Yeah, right.
Our cameraman, Bo Furtick, got that foul ball that came by here just a minute ago. So is he going to stay in the box?
Yeah, I thought initially that's what the home plate umpire ruled, that he got the ball hit his bat.
So now it's 2-2. They call that a ball instead? I'm not quite clear what. The scoreboard was confused, too. They had 1 ball, 4 strikes. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I think that was back in 1800s when they had 7 strikeouts. 1 ball.
Oh, I'm not sure what the call is or why or what the conversation was with Coach Frink there. I guess they said dead ball was foul, not dead ball that it hit him, but and then swing and miss. Yeah,
well, I think what happened there, I think it grazed the bat and then his hand.
Gotcha. So he was heading down to first base.
I don't know if I agree with that, but that's what the call is. Nevertheless, Van Zucker strikes out, 2 away, and I'll bring up Jack Clark, the right fielder. He singled and scored in the first. He scored on that Josh Kaplan home run. And that first pitch is outside, ball 1.
Yeah, now here, Parker was going before, but you don't want to make the final out at third base here, and you've got the left-hander Clark up, so Sosa's got a wide-open look down to third base, and this was a situation back in the first inning with a runner at second, and Clark up. Parker was there and didn't steal until, well, actually, Torres Chapa. Yeah, excuse me, Thomas. Torres Chapa was the batter from the left-hand side, and Parker didn't go anywhere until Zucker was in the box batting from the right-hand side. But you'd rather make the last out at home plate than third base, so you don't necessarily need those 90 feet unless the ball gets away from the catcher.
And 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Clark, 1-1. One pitch. Pop up on the infield. Looks like the third baseman, Herrera, is going to have it, and he makes the catch. So no runs, no hits, a hit batsman, and he's left on at second base. We completed 3 here. 3-0 UC over Lincoln High on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
All right, back here at Petco Park. It is a 3-0 game. UC going through their third pitcher after Carson Hildebrandt pitched that third inning. And it is their new pitcher is Thiago Quillen.
Thiago Quillen.
Thiago,
Thiago Quillen this year, an 0.81 earned run average.
Wow.
0.81, 4 games, 1 start, 8 appearances. 4-0 with a .81. 8 appearances, 1 game started.
And you could just hear him up here in the press area as he's warming up. So he can throw the baseball.
Yeah, that pop in the mitt that you heard in the background during that. Yeah.
So Thiago Quillen will be our new pitcher. And for the Hornets, it will be their designated hitter. It will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitter. Gabriel Castillas, the designated hitter, will step in. Castillas struck out his first time up. Looks like the UC bench is calling in their left fielder a bit, as there goes a big swing and a miss.
Still looks like Torres Chapa is fairly deep out there. I mean,
they were trying to call him in.
Oh, a little further than that. I don't know if the message got through. He came in a couple of steps, but not dramatically.
That one was swung on a miss. Quinlan pitch. And now we're getting a time call, 0-2 on Casillas. And the next one's in there, call strike 3.
Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Yeah, who's that? I know that's a great line by a broadcaster.
I don't remember who, but it's appropriate there.
Yeah. As Diego Ahern steps in, bounced out to second his first time up. And that one's inside. Wow.
That is a loud ball.
Yeah. Quinlan throws and swung on a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's hard to believe, too. Quillen's a freshman. I mean, he's
That's
dialing
even
it up
scarier.
faster than Clark.
Yeah. The 1-1 pitch fouled back onto the screen. Now that has to be tough when you're facing guys that are throwing pretty good, and then you're stepping in on this young man, and he's throwing this a little bit harder than the other previous pitchers.
Yeah.
As that's a call, strike 3 on the outside corner.
Wow. 2 guys down looking on the first 2 guys to face Quillen.
3 consecutive strikeouts by UC pitching.
7 in the game. 7 of the 11 outs.
Mm-hmm. Giovanni Alvarez, the center fielder, steps in. Quinlan's first pitch goes to the back stump, 1-0.
Yeah, boy, Quillen's a prospect. I mean, if he's a freshman, bringing it like that this early in his career and around the plate. I mean, that's the other piece, is maintaining your control.
1-0 pitch in there for a strike, 1-1.
You know, baseball pitching is such a repetitive exercise, and if any of your mechanics are off, the ball does not go where you want it to, and that's mostly what freshman and sophomore pitchers struggle with.
And no pop-up. Parker, the shortstop, has it, and that will do it. An easy 1-2-3 inning for the Centurions in the field. We've completed now 4 here. They lead at 3-0 over Lincoln High School. And we'll take a quick timeout and then come back with more action here on the NFHS Network. All right, that was pretty easy as for UC fans. You got to be happy with that. And
no kidding.
Let's just go back for a minute as Padilla is still warming up for Lincoln on Thiago Quinlan. You mentioned it. What I saw in that inning was the way he was hitting the outside corner and pretty consistently. You know, I'm watching the catcher. He's not moving his glove at all, and that's got to be, you know, almost a joy right there when you could get somebody to hit your glove like that pretty consistently.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal, right? Mm-hmm. Is you put it in a spot, and that's where the pitcher throws it. I mean that's and you know, I mean, as I was mentioning right before Quillen got that last pop out to end the inning, it's rare for freshmen and sophomores with that level of velocity to be that accurate. I mean, mostly they're fast, but the ball's all over the place. So, you know, you've got – and that's one of the toughest things is, especially when a kid is struggling and maybe walking a lot of guys, is if you're all over the place and then you dot the outside corner, that you've trained the umpire, now you've thrown one high and away, two in the dirt, and now you try to paint the corner and you don't get that strike, and guys are like, well, how come I'm not getting that pitch? It's because you're all over the place. You're training the hitter. You're also training – the umpire.
First pitch to Josh Kaplan is a strike.
So the more you can be in the neighborhood of the plate and then you'll start to get those calls. But, boy, Quillen was right there from the jump on all three of those hitters.
Kaplan, the hitting star of the game for UC. Kaplan with a 2-run homer in the first inning. He has a 1-1 count on him now. Padilla throws, and that one's pretty skied out to center. But I believe Alvarez has it, and he does. 1 down.
Well, that's where Padilla took enough off the pitch and with enough break on it that even though it was decent contact, it wasn't the contact that Kaplan got in his first at-bat.
No.
But you could see the potential there every time he swings the bat. I mean, he is appointment viewing. Do not go and get a hot dog when he's hitting.
And first pitch fouled off there. Raz Kolakowski, excuse me. 1 strike to him, the catcher. We talked about how well he's done behind the dish, especially in that inning with Carson Hildebrandt. He really kept a couple of balls from going to the backstop as there's a strike 0-2 to the catcher. Stands close to the plate. On the right-hand side, there goes a grounder to the third. Herrera has it. Long throw in time. 2 down.
Well, and nice pitching by Padilla again. He went for an off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate against a guy who likes to pull the ball on Kolakowski, and he pulled it there and got weak contact on it, and there's a ground out. That's as a hitter where the ball's going to be in the outside part of the plate. You get your back hip going a little more, and you try to drive it up the middle or to the right side. Now you're getting a line drive. But against dead pull hitters like Kolakowski, that off-speed pitch is a great one to throw in that situation for the exact result you just saw.
Jade Barth there, strike 1 to him, the second baseman. You take away that first inning, Padilla's not pitching a bad game himself. He's only had 1 hit batsman after that first inning. Pop up, shallow center. Alvarez coming in, and he'll make the grab. And that will conclude the 4th inning. We completed 4 here, 3-0. UC over Lincoln. Let's take a quick timeout and come back with more here on the NFHS Network.
Going to college for esports feels amazing. Growing up, it's something I never thought would happen. My family never thought it would happen. And then within 2.5 years, here I am.
He's actually a madman whenever it comes to playing on the sticks. You know, he's going to be the first one that pursues this into an academic career.
Me getting an esports scholarship could show other students that it's possible for them too, as long as they put their mind to it and put some effort into it.
This one's moving along pretty good here as we're in the top of the 5th. started at around 4 o'clock, and it's 5:13, so we're moving along, Jeff.
We are indeed.
And
yeah, it's a fast one here today. Yeah. But, when you're seeing quality baseball, that's how it moves.
Yeah.
I mean, it just moves quickly.
No doubt. Quinlan warming up, so he'll have his second inning of relief. And he'll face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for University City. The only hit, that is by the Hornet shortstop, and that's Isaiah Bartolome, as he singled. That happened in the 3rd inning. That was where it was a little bit of a trouble, if you remember, Jeff. That was that single was sandwiched in between 2 walks, and then Hildebrandt struck out Ojeda to end the 3rd. So Isaiah Kellogg will step in. He hit back to the box, his first time up.
Yeah, actually, we have some substitutions. It's Torres Chapa on the mound now for.
Okay.
Yeah, unless Quillen suddenly became ambidextrous, it was Torres Chapa, and I can easily see why, because one guy's wearing number 2, the other guy's wearing number 3, and the numbers are not easy to pick out. But it is Torres Chapa on the mound. So a couple of substitutions there. Chapa in, and then out to left field goes Kaplan. So Kaplan moves from 3rd to left.
Quinlan moves to 3rd.
So, yeah, Thiago Quillen at 3rd base.
And we have our 4th pitcher for University City. Torres Chapa, and that first pitch is low, ball 1.
And still a tight game. I mean, a 3-run game, and you've got 9 outs to work with if you're Lincoln.
Yep, got to get base runners. As that pitch is low, 2-0 to Kellogg. But no doubt, they're still in this game.
Yeah, Lincoln may be smelling an opportunity here if they can get the leadoff man on. I mean, they haven't been able to do that in any inning.
Looks like 2 Centurions took out their first baseman, Zucker, after he got hit by that pitch, as Nate Thye is in there.
Yeah, Nate Thye.
Nate Thye,
yeah, so there's a lot of moving around and maybe precipitated by that ball off the hand.
When we get any word on that, we'll let you know. 3-1 count on Kellogg. And grounder, foul. So it's Ty, Barth, Parker, and Quinlan around the diamond. Outfield, Kaplan, Lee, and Clark. And the battery, well, except for Torres Chapa, the battery remains the same. 3-1. Here comes the pitch, and that one's lined over the head of the 3rd baseman in the left field, a base hit, and just like that, Hornets got something going here. Their first leadoff hitter to reach base in the game tonight.
Yeah, every time they've had guys on base, and they've only had runners on base, Thomas, in the 1st and the 3rd innings,
right.
And that came with 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
They got a walk from Sosa with 2 down in the 1st inning, and he got stranded, and then they got the bases loaded with 2 down. And Ojeda was a strikeout victim both times in those situations. So maybe this bodes well for the Hornets.
Badia. And that goes a throw over to first. Runner gets back.
Yeah, Kellogg doesn't seem to have the same level of bravado as Herrera with his long leads. But that's a pretty standard lead over there.
Padilla at the plate, and he hits a grounder to the 3rd. Quinlan the 2nd for 1, back to first. Oh, nice dig there by Ty for the double play.
Boy, Ty right into the game, and he gets a great pick off the turn from Barth to get the 5-4-3 double play.
Yep, 5-4-3. And that first baseman, you needed that to kind of get your own kind of adrenaline going after sitting on the bench for the first 4 innings of the contest. Top of the order, Aladar Herrera. And he lines one over Parker into left field for a base hit. Second time Herrera's been on base. He walked in that 3rd inning, as Jeff mentioned. And now we're going to see the shortstop, Isaiah
Bartolome. Bartolome is up, yeah. And more activity in the University City bullpen, out there in the visitors' bullpen beyond left center field.
See what happens here. Throw over to first. Oh, nice sweep tag there by Ty, but not in time.
Yeah, Herrera, once again, he gets his money's worth on those leads, that's for sure.
Another throw over and run it back.
Yeah, reminder to fans, too, that it's not like at the major league level where you only get 2 tosses over there per batter. You can throw over as many times as you want if you're Torres Chapa.
Torres Chapa throws and swing and a miss by the batter.
Great breaking ball, too, especially after 2 throws over to first base, and then you get a sweeper in like that. That's a nice pitch.
So 0-1 count. Bartolome. Oh, throw gets away from the first baseman. Moving over to second base is Herrera, and he's in scoring position.
Yeah, that's got to be an error on the pitcher there.
What'd you see there?
Well, I mean that's one where I don't know if you need to, like, that will look like, oh, I'm going to try to pick him off, but you've already got 2 down in the inning, and you don't need to move him. I mean, that's one where I just keep going like, hey, stay in the neighborhood. I mean, you can tire a guy out just by making him dive it back into the bag a few times. Right. So I don't think it's necessarily required that you try to make the play there, which is what Torres Chapa was attempting to do. I think in that situation, look, if you want to throw over, fine, but I don't know if you need your best move there, because what you want to do is you want to keep Herrera from getting to second base, and now they've put him on second base.
And swing and a miss there by Bartolome.
2 good breaking balls.
Yeah, and he's down 0-2. Boy, that double play looks even more key right now with the runner at second. Torres Chopper throws and a waste pitch up high, ball 1.
Boy, the inning that could have been here, right? You get the leadoff single, the double play, then another sharp single.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and there goes a grounder to the third. Quinlan over the first baseman for the putout, and that will do it. 5-3 on the putout, and that will do it for Lincoln. No runs, 2 hits, only 1 man left on base. We completed 4.5 here. It's still 3-0 UC over Lincoln here in the NFHS Network. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
Now got a special presentation taking place behind home plate. This is the Coach John Baumgartner Baum Award Sportsmanship Award. Coach John Baumgarten was a longtime head coach at Hilltop High School, actually was the head of the CIF baseball tournament director for the postseason and helped facilitate getting this game at Petco Park. And so down on the field is a presentation taking place to the 2 Sportsmanship Award winners, one from University City High School and one from Lincoln High School, being presented by Joe Hines, the commissioner for the CIF San Diego section, and by Steve Vickery, the now active baseball tournament director and longtime head coach and Hall of Famer with El Capitan High School. Our Sportsmanship Award winners were awarded based on exemplifying the spirit of the game by his attitude, demeanor, treatment of fellow competitors, teammates, coaches, officials, and exemplifies the CIF principles of victory with honor. And those award winners went to Jack Clark of University City High School, and then for Lincoln, Ame Bakundukizi, and the 2 of them are the Sportsmanship Award winners for this game, and all credit to them, because certainly that is what high school sports is all about. Sure, you want to win the games, and of course, if you can advance your career to the next level, that is fantastic. But really, for most of these players, it's the opportunity to be with teammates, coaches, be coachable, and really personify all of CIF's values while playing your favorite sport. And that's exactly what those 2 did. Congratulations to both of those young men.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A lot of fun. And to be honored here at Petco Park, that's got to be another great honor, too, for those 2 young men in their athletic career. It'll be Trevor Lee stepping in, going up against Padilla. Padilla's still out there. He's done a tremendous job. Little tapper back to the mound. Padilla grabs it, throws the first in time. Padilla kind of had a dart across his body there and fell to the ground, but got up quickly and threw that base runner out.
Way to lay out by Padilla, too. And
right.
Did a great job. And, that's only his 50th pitch of the game.
I know.
We talk about he's still out there. We're in the 5th inning, and he's thrown 49 pitches through 4.
Right.
It's been very good.
Yeah, you take away that first inning, like we mentioned, as that one's ripped pretty good into left field for a base hit.
That was Thiago Quillen there with the base hit, batting in that 9 spot.
Yes, yeah, he replaced Jaden Lowe in the lineup. And he gets his first hit in the contest. So 1 out single. That'll bring up Jaden Parker, the outstanding shortstop for University City. He singled, has 2 stolen bases, a run scored, and he was also hit by a pitch. 1 for 1. Padilla now looking and throws, and nice dig there by Sosa to keep it in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, really important inning for Lincoln. I mean, you want to keep it right here at 3-0. You've already got 1 down. But if you can keep this at a 3-0 game, you've got 6 more outs to work with hitting-wise.
Grounder in the hole, into left field for a base hit. Oh, look, aggressive running right there by the lead base runner. And Quinlan gets into third easily. Moving up to second base on the throw to third was Jaden Parker. So give him a single. He moves to second on the throw to third base.
Yeah, and now we're going to have a conversation with Padilla because you've had 2 balls hit to the same spot pretty hard, and you're now getting to the meat of the order here. 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up and 2 runners in scoring position, and University City threatening to break this open. I mean, it's not likely that Lincoln's going to hit a 3-run homer, but in theory, you're still within striking distance at 3-0. But if it gets to 5-0 against this pitching staff, your job gets a lot harder. That is for sure. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Padilla.
Yeah, it looks like Herrera might be on the mound, Jeff. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to move Herrera into the relief role. Now, how long do you need to, how long does he need to warm up? Because he's been playing in the game.
Yeah, they usually give you 8 pitches when you're new to the game. on the mound, unless it's an injury situation, in which case you get as many as you want.
Right.
So we'll see if the umpires adhere to that or not. And then also, do you keep Padilla in and do you move him over to third base? Like, where does he end up going? So there'll be some interesting questions for Coach De La Torre here.
Yeah, we still don't have a third baseman. As Herrera's warming up. And number 3 coming out of the dugout.
That would be Padilla, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is. Let's see where he goes.
Maybe he's wandering over to third base.
Yep, you're right.
And it looks like I wonder if they're going to make Herrera take off the pink sleeves. Yeah. Or at least on the left arm, I guess.
The lead arm?
Yep. You can't wear white on the sleeve there on the right arm, obviously, because it's also the same color of the baseball. But
right.
But other colors are okay.
Now, as a hitter, is that a big distraction for you?
Not huge. I mean, the pink is pretty bright. I guess you just have to overcome it if you're the hitter, but it's not too bad. I mean, if you're focused in what you're wanting to do, then it's a lot less of a distraction than it would seem. But it does offer a contrast, which is what you want. If it was the white sleeve, then yeah, that would be an issue. But as just that one, not a problem. But this is going to be an interesting time for Herrera to come in the game because he's got second and third. Looks like Padilla is going to go to second base. And is Ahern moving over to third?
Let's see.
Looks like that's the case. So Diego Ahern's over to third base. And now you got second and third with only one out.
So Padilla, it's going to be Padilla at second.
And that one fouled away. But yeah, Padilla over at second base, Ahern at third base, Herrera on the mound, and then you've got Quillen down at third, Parker at second as the base runners. And the infield at least in on the left-hand side and mostly in on the right.
Yeah, infield playing in, 1-strike pitch, and that's a low 1-ball, 1-strike. Mateo Torres Chapa is the batter. 0 for 1 with a walk. Got caught stealing. Herrera looking at the runners. And there goes a pop-up. Pretty well hit to left field. Wright going back, makes a catch. Tagging up and coming in to score is Quinlan, and that'll make it a 4-0 game.
Well, productive at bat.
Second sacrifice fly for the UC.
And now Nate Ty will be the batter. And Ty getting his first at-bat in this game, replacing Zucker, who had that other sacrifice hit in the game and sacrifice fly back in the first inning.
And he takes a strike right there.
Boy, if Herrera can get out of here, Thomas, with just giving up that one run, that's huge.
2 outs in the inning. Herrera steps off the rubber. Now he's ready. And Ty hits a liner to right field, a base hit. Coming around third is the runner, and he will score easily. 5-0. Big time hit for the first baseman.
Yeah, that's huge right there. And Parker does a great job rounding third, getting a great angle to take him into home plate. And that's a big base hit by Ty. That really opens the game up. 3-0 was what Lincoln wanted. 4-0, okay, we're still in it a little bit. 5-0, you're still in it. But, boy, against this pitching staff, it's going to be really tough.
Jack Clark in, and he'll take a strike for the first pitch. Yeah, and you said it, Jeff, from Jaden Parker. He was coming home the minute he saw that ball leave the bat. As there goes a pop-up on the infield. Herrera looked like he called off the third baseman, Ahern, and then just stopped in his tracks, and Ahern was not ready to make the catch.
Well, Herrera was thinking like a third baseman, except Ahern, that's his play. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's right by the bag. And so at the last moment, he heard Herrera taking charge and calling for it, and he backed away when that's his ball from the jump. I mean, you appreciate the pitcher being aggressive to go for the ball, but that is the third baseman's play all the way around, and you've got Ahern over there now playing third base where Herrera had been. And let's see if Clark can take advantage.
So an extra pitch here, 0-2 is the count. And that pitch is up high for Clark. Runner goes to second as that ball gets away from the catcher, and he'll make it easily. So Nate Dye right there to second base.
Yeah, Ty does a nice job since coming in. He had that great pick on the double play turn, and then the base hit and the run batted in.
So Ty off a second, and that pitch is inside a ball, 2-2. So Ty's at second, 2 runs already in. 5-0 UC over Lincoln. And the pitch grounded to first, and it gets by the second baseman into right field, a base hit. Ty coming around third, he will score easily. And this game now might be becoming a little bit out of hand here as it's now 6-0 UC over Lincoln.
Well, and another situation where you've got the first baseman over there, Kellogg, and Kellogg maybe had a chance at that ball, and Herrera covering, then you just toss it over. But he thought maybe the second baseman had to play and backed off it at the last moment. And Clark, on what should have been the third out of the inning on the pop-up to third, takes advantage and drives in a run. Throwing a pass ball on top of it.
Yeah, and Padilla was nowhere close to that ball. There goes a pop-up over the first base dugout and out of play. So 1 strike on the batter, Josh Kaplan, 1 for 2. And there goes a pop-up, shallow right field. Padilla running a long way, can't get it. Ball is fair, and the runners will move up.
That's a double.
Shortest double you'll ever see.
That's just one where you couldn't place it any better if you're Josh Kaplan, if you walked down the line and dropped it there yourself. I mean, that's just a fantastic job getting contact on the baseball and putting it in a place where neither Padilla at second base or Ojeda in right field could get to the ball to make a play.
So Clark goes to third and Kaplan to second. And let's see what happens here. First pitch is low, ball 1. UC has 3 runs. There goes a drive out to center. Alvarez is there. He'll make the grab, and that will do it. But the damage has been done. 3 runs in the inning for UC on 5 base hits, and they leave 2 runners on. We completed 5 here. 6-0 Centurions over the Hornets on the NFHS Network. We'll be back right after this.
With great brands at the best prices at Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun. More of this and this, and more of this and this. So you can do more of that, and that, and that, and definitely some of that. While getting together for more of that, And that. Yes. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices, only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Here at Petco Park, it is a 6-0 ball game as the Centurions pick up 3 runs in that 5th inning. As Lincoln has 6 more outs to see if they can get back into this game. It's just going to get a little bit harder. And to take you the rest of the way is my broadcast partner, Jeff Kurtz. Jeff?
Thank you, Thomas. Yes, it is going to get a little bit harder as Garrett Gillum now in the game for University City. A 5-0 record on the year in 6 appearances with a 1.44 earned run average. So all the ERAs are small here for University City, and they seem to be getting smaller every new pitcher they bring in. But Gillum, the right-hander, will step in, and he'll be batting in the 9th spot in the order, replacing Thiago Quillen, who will leave with that base hit and a run scored in his opportunity in the 5th inning, a 3-run 5th for University City to complement the 3-run 1st inning they had. They lead at 6-0 here. 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error for University City, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Lincoln. The Hornets are going to send up the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, however, and this is the time to get something rolling. If you are Lincoln, it'll be Sebastian Sosa, Julio Ojeda, and Gabriel Casillas, the scheduled hitters for Coach Jesse De La Torre. So Lincoln going to see what they can do here against University City with opportunities in the 6th and the 7th, but time running out against a team that has already won 3 against Lincoln so far this season, including 2 just last week. A 5-2 and 8-2 win for University City against the Hornets. Here comes Sosa to the plate, and Sosa's been effective. He's walked twice in this game. 2 plate appearances, no official at-bats yet.
Couple defensive changes, Jeff.
Go ahead.
Sergio Sobrero coming in for Jade Barth at 2nd. Josh Kaplan moves back to 3rd base from left field, and Mateo Torres moves from the mound back to left field.
So Torres Chapa out and left as Gillum delivers the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike. And then Ethan Antonor is in center field.
Okay, yeah, I missed that one.
So a lot of substitutions for Coach Frink as that pitch is low and away for a ball, 1-1.
And we expected this because both coaches pledged to get everybody into the game.
Gillum on 1-1. That's low, 2-1. Sergio Sobrero at second base will lead off next inning for University City. The pitch from Gillum on the outside corner, 2-2. Count even on Sosa. Ball 3.
Gillum, Jeff, one of the seniors on this UC team. He's co-captain with Clark and Torres Chapa and Nate Ty.
The pitch popped foul behind home plate, way out of play. Well, when the crowd is clapping down there and laughing a little bit, you know no one got hit hard. So that's always a good sign. Didn't see where that ball landed. Sosa battling the 3-2. Fouled away again into the screen. Good at bat for Sosa.
Hanging tough there, Sebastian.
Yeah, pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming up. Gillum winds, delivers. Curveball on the corner, strike 3 called. Froze Sosa, who thought he might have a walk for the third time in the game, but he strikes out looking, 1 down in the inning.
Yeah, that's the first strikeout by a UC pitcher since the 4th inning, so couldn't come at a better time for them.
Here's Julio Ojeda, who's been a strikeout victim twice in this game, once looking, once swinging. Against 2 different pitchers, he takes strike 1.
Yeah. He ended that 3rd inning with the bases loaded. And that might haunt him a little bit for the next few days.
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, there haven't been, Bartolome's left 1 on base, but Ojeda in the 4 spot has had 4 guys on base when he's come up and has struck out both times. This one's going to be lifted over the shortstop's head into center field. It's going to fall for a base hit. So Ojeda with a single to center with 1 down in the inning, and that'll bring up Gabriel Casillas, who has also struck out twice in this game. Once swinging, once looking. Also against 2 different pitchers. This is the 5th pitcher of the game for University City, and they've done a nice job. Just 4 hits now for Lincoln. Here's a throw over to first base. The ball gets away from Ty. I think Ojeda would have been back anyway.
And he took an aggressive lead off of first base there.
Yeah, they're trying. Lincoln's trying to make something happen. That is a good lead right there. He's going to stay put, though, and this one's going to be fouled right back into the net behind home plate. Diego Ahern pops out, get that ball, retrieves it, gives it to Kolakowski, who throws it back out to Gillum. That pitch is high, a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, Gilman right now just looks a little erratic. Can't really kind of set his slot where he wants to throw it.
This is going to be a dribbler down the third baseline. Tough play. Good job throwing on the run, however, by Kaplan. He gets Casillas for the 2nd out of the inning as Ojeda moves up to second base. 2 down.
Yeah, Kaplan charged that ball beautifully, like you mentioned. And didn't even think about the lead runner. Just wanted to get that sure out. Right now, you just want to get outs when you're up 6-0.
Yeah, Diego Ahern, the batter. Yeah, the one run that might score here is inconsequential, at least at this stage.
It's a smart play there by Kaplan.
Ahern 0 for 2. Takes a pitch in the outside corner for a strike. Ahern grounded out to second base in his first at-bat, struck out looking in his second at-bat. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No one else warming up for University City at the moment, so this might be Gillum's game to take home here. Ojeda gets his lead. Gillum throws the pitch high and away for a ball, 1-2.
Yeah, it'd be kind of good for one of the captains to kind of finish this out for the Centurions. But he's struggling right now to throw strikes.
Outfield shading. Ahern slightly to left. Gillum, the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, struggling to throw strikes, Thomas. If that looks like 13 strikes against 5 balls and the guys on your team have been doing 15-3, then yes, yeah. I suppose that's struggling. But 2 strikeouts in the inning and a ground out sandwich a base hit to center field. A man is stranded. We've completed 5.5 here at Petco Park. University City leading at 6-0. We'll be back with more on the NFHS Network right after this. Bottom of the 6th inning for University City High School, and the Centurions have got some new guys coming to the plate. 3 of them, to be exact, as it will be Sobrero, Antonor, and Gillum, who are set to bat, as Aladar Herrera, out for his 2nd inning of work, came in last inning, inheriting runners at 2nd and 3rd, got a sac fly out, but then gave up a couple of base hits and a double after that. 3 runs in the inning for University City, and the Centurions have a comfortable cushion here in the bottom of the 6th. Lincoln's got to hold University City right here, and then they will have to have an epic comeback in the 7th just to tie the game against a pitching staff for the Centurions that looks very, very good. Here's Sobrero. First pitch, popped in the air right side. This is playable, and in foul territory, Kellogg makes the catch, 1 down. Our next game to follow this one, Monte Vista Monarchs taking on the Mount Miguel Matadors in a Grossmont Valley Conference game. Both teams have arrived. The Matadors down the right field line and the Monarchs down the left. That game's scheduled to begin at 7 o'clock. Here's Ethan Antonor, the batter, now playing second base. His first at-bat. He's going to take strike 1. For the Hornets, they're going to have the bottom of the order scheduled to hit, the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the top of the 7th inning. The 0-1 from Herrera is a curveball popped in the air towards center field. Alvarez has been busy today. He makes the catch for out number 2. Six putouts in the game for Alvarez, yeah. On fly ball outs, I mean, you've only got 17 outs so far, and 8 of them have been gone to the center fielder. Here is Garrett Gillum getting an at-bat, and he'll take strike 1. This has been a spot in the order that has been occupied by 4 different players so far. Started with Jaden Lowe. He got an at-bat. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be poked foul down the right field line into the netting. Carson Hildebrandt was slated for that spot, but only lasted an inning on the mound, and then he came out, so didn't get a chance to hit. Thiago Quillen got an at-bat. He singled and scored a run in his one time at the plate. And now we have Garrett Gillum in an 0-2 hole. The pitch from Herrera high and away for a ball, 1-2. Outfield playing Gillum straight away, as is the infield. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball, inside corner, strike 3 looking. Quick work for Herrera. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Lincoln's got one more chance to extend this game. They trail 6-0. We'll see what the Hornets can do as we head to the top of the 7th, coming up right after this.
I just wanted to take a minute to thank you for all that you do officiating high school football.
What you do matters, and what you do is important for our student athletes.
Without you and what you do, it's just practice.
I know you've worked hard in your preparation this offseason, and now it's game time.
Go out there and call them like you see them.
Embrace the grind.
And the biggest thing of all is to have fun.
Please stay safe, have a great season, and we'll all be watching.
University City trying to put this one away, extend their record to 17-5 on the year, and complete the league sweep of the Lincoln Hornets. They're up 6-0 are the Centurions. Garrett Gillum back out on the mound for his second inning of work. Struck out 2, gave up 1 hit in the 6th. He'll be facing Giovanni Alvarez, Isaiah Kellogg, and Jesus Padilla for the Lincoln Hornets. And Lincoln, who's really, Thomas, done a pretty decent job. I mean, University City broke it open in that 3-run 5th inning.
Right.
But Padilla, after that first inning when he gave up the 3 runs, did a fairly decent job in innings 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th a little bit, but then got himself in trouble with a couple of base hits that put runners at second and third.
Yeah, he did not give up a hit until that 5th inning when he just ran out of a gas, so to speak, throwing the baseball. He hung a few pitches, as you mentioned. I mean, the only base runner that the Centurions had during the second, third, and fourth inning was a hit batsman, and that was Jaden Parker.
But the strength of the University City pitching staff is shown through here as Alvarez swings and misses at strike 1. Only 4 hits given up by University City. Only really 1 inning where they were challenged. That was with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Yeah, that happened in the 3rd, and they ended the inning with a strikeout.
That pitch is high, 1 ball and a strike.
But you made a great point during the broadcast. A lot of times the majority of the base runners have come after 2 outs. So you just, it's a little bit better navigation for a pitcher. Wow, that ball was smoked.
It certainly was. Second deck, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Alvarez. Yeah, and it's so difficult at that point. I mean, you're with 2 outs, and certainly 2-out rallies are possible, but it gets harder to do the higher up you go in levels. This pitch is in the dirt, 2-2.
That foul ball woke up the Padre guys that were chasing foul balls, Jeff, here in our level, the press box level.
They were just chilling there. Here's a called strike 3. Nice pitch by Gillum as Alvarez is down for the first out of the inning.
3rd strikeout for Gillum. You can see why he's really one of the, arguably him and Clark are the 1 and 1A for this team, being upperclassmen.
Well, and Quillen is a freshman as well. Boy, 10 strikeouts on the game for University City pitchers. That pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1 to Isaiah Kellogg. Kellogg 1 for 2 in the game. Grounded out to the pitcher in the 3rd inning, singled to left in the 5th. That pitch is outside, ball 1. Jesus Padilla on deck. That one's going to be bounced towards short. Hustling, bare hand throw, and not in time. Wow. What a great play by Parker. But good foot speed for Kellogg. He's got his 2nd hit, an infield single with 1 down.
Yeah, and that was the only play Parker could have made, Jeff, was the barehand it and throw it. And what a stretch by Nate Ty over there at first.
Actually, excuse me, that's Kaplan now over at shortstop. So there's been some movement on the on the University City side of things as Hernandez is now playing 3rd base. Now the batter is Padilla. 0 for 2. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. Flied out to left, grounded into a double play.
Kaplan has just as much range as Parker, as that side of the infield is pretty well intact.
There's a pitch upstairs, swung on a miss for strike 2. Jure Hernandez is at 3rd base. There's a new left fielder as well. That's Chase Sweetman. Runner's going to go. That pitch is high for a ball. Throw down to second in plenty of time. What a throw by Kolakowski. And there's 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, Raz threw a bullet right to the second baseman. And Sergio Sobrero just basically waited for their base runner to come slide into his glove. That's how fast that ball got down there.
So the Hornets now down to their final strike. Here's the pitch. That's the ball in the dirt. And the count is 2-2. Gillum, the 2-2 delivery. Bounce towards shortstop. Backhanded by Kaplan. The throw to first in the dirt. Ty digs it, and that will end the game. A one-hit inning for the Hornets. They end up with 5 hits on the game. And that will do it here from Petco Park for this one. University City wins it 6-0. Stay tuned for the NFHS Network postgame show coming up in just a moment, folks. We will come back, Thomas and I, and name our player of the game and wrap up our coverage. Get you ready for the next one between Monte Vista and Mount Miguel. We will be back right after this.
I just wanted to take a minute to thank you for all that you do officiating high school football.
What you do matters, and what you do is important for our student athletes.
Without you and what you do, it's just practice.
I know you've worked hard in your preparation this offseason, and now it's game time.
Go out there and call them like you see them.
Embrace the grind.
And the biggest thing of all is to have fun.
Please stay safe, have a great season, and we'll all be watching.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Back here on the NFHS Network, being brought to you by B&N Productions, a 6-0 win. The University City Centurions over the Lincoln Hornets. No runs, 4 hits. 5 hits, we should say. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Lincoln. 6 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for University City. Jeff Kurtz alongside Thomas Conroy. Thomas, what a performance by University City. And boy, some highlights in this one. Josh Kaplan with a 2-run homer in the first inning into the left field bleachers about 360 feet from home plate. They put together 2 3-run innings, 1 in the first, 1 in the fifth, and that was all they needed. They actually only needed that sac fly by Van Zucker, and that was all their pitching staff needed in this game.
Oh, yeah, what an outstanding performance by the University City pitching staff overall. Started with Jack Clark, then Carson Hildebrandt, Thiago Quillen, and Mateo Torres Chapa, and then finishing up with Garrett Gillum. They struck out 10 collectively in the contest and only walked 3 batters, and as you mentioned, Jeff, gave up 5 hits in the shutout victory. And I know for both of us, that whole staff right there is our player of the game.
Yeah, exactly. All those 5 guys, 10 strikeouts as well on top of that. I mean, what an outstanding performance. Coach Frink was not kidding when he said, I like our pitching staff.
Yeah.
Pretty much every guy came out there and shoved today.
Yeah, and you know, they upped their record now to 17-5, and really, Jeff, you got to make them one of the teams that we got to keep an eye on when we're heading into the playoffs. You know, because they're outstanding. If their pitching is on like it was this evening, they're going to be a tough out in the playoff time here in the CIF San Diego section.
Yeah, you saw 5 guys out there who could be a 1, 2, or 3 starter on any team in the county. So that's a pretty good group of pitchers that the University City Centurions have. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this game for us. We are going to get set and ready to go here in a little under an hour for the first pitch of the Monte Vista Mount Miguel game. That game, a Grossmont Valley League conference game that will be here at 7 o'clock. We will have that for you right here on the NFHS Network. I'd like to thank everyone who made this afternoon's broadcast possible. Our cameraman today has been Bo Fertig, our producer Nathan Kurtz. For my broadcast partner Thomas Conroy, I'm Jeff Kurtz saying so long for the moment. Monte Vista, Mount Miguel are on deck. We'll have that for you in an hour right here on your home for high school sports, the NFHS Network.